we go. That fixes that.
All of us are muted. Now we're not muted.
Perfect. I will be playing Jade Fredrin. I'm a shade, an elf, rogue. I will be in Candlekeep trying to find a secret, a portal back into the Feywild for revenge on a certain fairy.
Was it Tink? Did Tink do anything?
I plead the fifth.
All right, let's go ahead and move over to Suwaki.
All right, I'm going to be playing Kate Lightfoot. He is a Blade Singer Haragon. He's in the Candlekeep. He's looking for a new spell. He likes to weave magic and melee, so he thinks there's a spell in here that will enhance his martial prowess.
Awesome. Let's see if he finds it. Let's go ahead and move over to Jake.
I will be playing Wes Belmont, a half-elf shadow magic sorcerer who is here for a good read. That's it. He just likes to get lost in a good book and forget about all the things around him. But if he can find something that would even enhance his knowledge on the shadow arts, all the better.
All right. And finally, we move over to a new member of the Banshee's Wail. Tonight we have Elliot joining us.
Thank you. So, I will be playing a druid mushroom man, and he will be in a dinge but a faint glow in the darkest corner of the room, an aura of dirt and ozone around. He has been there for quite some time and emerges after he hears some organisms moving around him, and he's just curious to see what it's all about.
He's a fun guy. Get it?
He is.
Get it?
All right, let's go ahead and move you.
I'm going to get you, Jake. I'm coming to get you.
Gotta jump him. Oop.
Hunt me.
So our adventurers have all their own... Everyone has their own individual reasons for coming to Candlekeep. And tonight, their second night in Candlekeep, or actually their first night in Candlekeep, they're everywhere else in Candlekeep because of how large the library is. All of the other inns within Candlekeep are filled to the brim. And our four adventurers are the four that find themselves stuck in the Firefly cellar. It is one of the least popular wings of Candlekeep, and right now it's actually under renovations. So our four adventurers travel down to Firefly Cellar as they're told that their check-in time is about 8 p.m. So our travelers have all been fed, they've all eaten dinner, and they're getting ready to check into their rooms and explore the place a little bit. So as our four adventurers walk into Firefly Cellar, they're greeted by Varnir, a pull-up sheet. Varnir is a sun elf scribe. She looks to be about middle-aged, and she politely greets our travelers. And before we begin with Varnir's dialogue, I have shared the link over to the live stream over to Discord if you guys want to share that out. Jake's just pounding water.
Thirsty bitch.
All right. And our four adventurers meet Varnir. Varnir introduces herself. Hail, travelers. Welcome to the Firefly Cellar. I assume that you guys are here for a check-in to the inn?
Well, I am. I can't speak for the rest of these folk.
As am I.
Yeah. I need a room.
Will there be a complimentary breakfast?
We will have breakfast ready for you guys when you guys rise. It's about 9 a.m.
Will you have carrots?
I will have the chef whip up some any preferred carrot dishes. carrot puree, just really any
No,
preferences?
just carrots. Just carrots.
Any specific types of carrots?
No, just carrots would be fine.
All right, we will have plenty of carrots for you in the morning.
Thank you.
Will there be
Anything
room
left in the
service?
garbage, I would appreciate. Mostly moldy.
I'm sure we can.
That's-
I'm sure we could find some things for you. I'll have the chefs prepare some garbage in the morning. We'll see what we can find for you. Any preference?
Somebody-
Want to eat up my chamber pot too?
No, I believe I have some family over there. I'm gonna let them have that tasty, energetic morsels that you've left for them.
Gross.
The etiquette of some people.
Well, here our time is short, so let's go ahead and take a stroll down, and I will show you guys around the place on our way down.
Please.
So as you guys notice, as you guys start moving over to the eastern side of the room, you guys notice that you guys are in a circular room that contains curved dark wood bookcases packed with books of assorted shapes, sizes, and ages. Flowers in ceramic pots line the tops of the shelves, giving the area a sweet fragrance. Alcoves are spaced at regular intervals around the perimeter of the room. 4 of them contain polished bronze statues of bespectacled scholars, and 3 hold overstuffed chairs. In the center of the room, a brass railing surrounds an overlook that gives a view of the lower level of the barracks. So if you guys notice, there's like this pillar, right? There's kind of this open space to the north and south of that square in the middle of the room. That would be your overlook that you guys are looking down below. There's balcony railings on the edge of that, so you guys can't just fall into it. But hanging from the ceiling above the opening in the floor is an enormous stone sculpture of an open book that looks as though the cover is flapping to keep it aloft. A spiral staircase to the east leads down, as well as up to the trapdoor exit set in the ceiling. The occasional errant firefly flits about. And as you look around, unlike the rest of Candlekeep, on the walls, instead of fire, you notice jars of fireflies lighting the room dimly, almost as brightly as torchlight, but not quite. But it does light all corners. Right. But in the middle, you guys do notice... Actually, I apologize. So that big square in the middle, right here, is actually the hole. It's like a giant square hole in the middle of the floor. And those little ticks around it are the railing.
I was going to say.
This right here is a book lift. It looks like a dumbwaiter. And right now it's sitting up with you guys on the first floor. Do you guys want to...
see if anything's in the book lift? Just from looking at it.
Let's see. Because it doesn't... I don't believe it actually has that back up here. The rest of this is really good about that. I do know that the book lift is up, though.
Okay.
I cannot find it right now. Flowers. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right. In the book lift, you find 2 small children's dolls. One has a scythe with a handle made from a round paintbrush and a blade cut from paper. The other doll is missing its feet.
I don't like this. People like to take rabbits' feet for things. I feel like we're in the same kind of situation. Somebody go figure out what's going on over there. I don't want to.
I do hear they're good luck.
Varnir hurries you along before any of your concerns can really, really be addressed. Varnir rushes you out of the room. We need to get going. I feel like bedding down for the night.
Varnir, take us, please.
All right.
Would you like some company when you bed down?
As you guys journey, Varnir looks at you and says,
Lord, no.
Honey, you are far too young to please my palate. Although a good mushroom stew might make me feel better.
I'm
Gonna eat
1,400 years
you.
old.
As you guys move down. Oh, well then you're far too old for me.
I do wither a bit.
As you guys move down, you guys notice a floor called the stacks. This is the one that you could see from up above. This is the one where all of the primary books are, right? So the musty smell of old books hangs in the air here. Concentric rings of bookcases dominate the space, with a heavy granite table occupying the room's center. The table would be a circle, but for 6 semicircle gaps cut into it around its edges, creating spaces for 6 chairs. Small stacks of books rest on the table, along with a candle holder that contains firefly-filled jars. Let's see. The table weighs about 300 pounds, and 4 rolled-up indigo rugs rest underneath. In this
How
room,
big are the jars?
it doesn't really say, but I'd say like a normal mason jar size. So, think about as tall as your head.
What kind of mason jars do you have in your house?
All right,
Depends on what you're
I'm
pickling.
gonna grab one. I'm gonna grab a mason jar full of fireflies and just like put it into my bag.
Varnir looks at you and says, "Please leave those. We tend the fireflies. Please do not remove any of the fireflies."
Okay.
And ask you to
I'll
set
put
it
it back. Begrudgingly.
All right. And you notice at the center table is a middle-aged man, and just to the north you see a little girl who looks to be about 8 years old. And
They mostly come at
She's-
night.
she's-
Mostly.
very energetic, and she's playing with her dolls, running around. No, these ones aren't creepy. And then you see the middle-aged man. He's roughly 40 years old. Let's see. He's 33 years old. He is studiously bent over the table studying.
Does you wear glasses?
Varnir takes you again and ushers you across, showing you right there. Walking you guys through the stacks all the way to the other side, you notice that there are, as you cross through the room, you notice a door to the north and a door to the south. And then you guys are ushered down to the bottom level, and I'm going to move you guys one by one. Give me a second. Wow, Roll20 is really kind of bogged down tonight.
If anybody's watching who is in charge of Roll20, we really appreciate you.
Wow, this thing is really laggy tonight. Right, and finally, let's move Varnir. Varnir, let's see, moves you through the bottom floor. It's cold here. A low barrel-vaulted ceiling crowds the already narrow passage. Light from a firefly lamp that hangs on a hook in the wall is inadequate to illuminate the entire space. So this one is a little bit more claustrophobic, but Varnir is going to move you guys in through kitchen area. Let me actually change dynamic lighting really quick. We can
I
leave
do quite
these
like the atmosphere down here.
doors open.
Smells like home.
As you guys move
Sorry, I farted.
through into the space,
Nobody can smell it because of my spores.
stinky spores. All right. As you guys crowd
I can
in,
smell it.
you guys
I'm just being polite.
You guys pass through the kitchen, and in the kitchen, you noticed a Kenku that was studiously cleaning. kind of
What's a kanku?
dismisses you guys. It is.
Is a bird folk crow.
Ah,
It is.
Like a crow humanoid.
a beaked heron.
They're quite annoying and loud.
Yes, and this one seems to dismiss you and look up and scoff as you as you guys walk through. Now, in this
Shave that
area,
garbage for me.
No, please don't touch me, my man. Don't touch me with your filth.
all
Hey,
right.
Kenku, you clean this place, right? So you know where everything is.
The Kenku ignores you. Varnir looks at you and says, "If you guys could please look this way." And she shows you this room right up here, just north of where Wes is so it's the top left room, is one room that you guys can share. 2 of you can fit in that room. And then to the bottom right just below where Cade is, there's another room for the other 2 of you. So you guys will have to share rooms, but you guys can stay here tonight. Please do not enter any of the other rooms. During the day, you can ask them, and sure, you can see the other rooms if the inhabitants would let you. But please
You have
try
my
to stick
word
to
as a
your
pirate.
rooms.
I'd feel most comfortable staying in the room with the other elf.
Well,
I will take the south room.
I appreciate the offer, but I enjoy my. Oh wait, which elf were you talking about?
Yes.
No, I'm quite fine. Thank you. I appreciate the offer though. But
Well,
I'd really
then
rather
the
not.
elf behind the mushroom men will have to do as a roommate tonight.
Very well.
Me and Mushroom Dude, I'm in.
And on that note, I will see you guys for breakfast, but I will return to my post. And you see Varnir walk
Have
away.
a good night.
Don't forget the carrots.
Do this.
The etiquette of this place is sorely lacking.
You certainly
That's
are
not so bad. I've seen worse.
Are you looking at my eye patch? There's a story. I won't show it yet.
So,
I didn't ask.
it's just after roughly 8 p.m., so it's a little bit early. If you guys would like to go to bed, you could, or you guys could explore. The inhabitants are here. The inhabitants are here if you guys would like to talk to the inhabitants. You guys could explore. What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the first library space and go look for some books.
All right.
Are there
Let me move you to the
any
stats.
other doors outside of the 2 rooms that she pointed to around us?
There are. So there are 7 rooms in total. So the 2 rooms, the northwest room, not the one that you guys saw the Kenku in, but in this area, let me see.
Mushroom Man is gone.
All right. So here, let me actually delete the dynamic lighting from those 2 rooms. Let's see.
Don't delete me.
No.
Or do.
Let me move this light really
This
quick.
hallway looks like a finger.
Your hallway looks
It's
like a
pointing
finger.
to something.
All right, now you guys should be able to see.
It's not
And now you guys have
much
2
of a-
rooms that are open to you. Those 2 rooms are the rooms that you guys can stay in. This one in the northwest, right here in the southeast. You guys can see
Mushroom Man
into
got
a
southeast.
child's room that is the northernmost room. Here, let me go ahead and move you.
Whoa.
Object tokens. All right, so Tiberius, you are in one of the 2 rooms. you can go in.
I am scoping it out.
Jad, you can see into a child's room. You see that the bed is
Describe that
unmade
looking.
and that toys are scattered, and piles of clothes obscure all but a few bare patches of the floorboards. Above a writing desk in the corner dangles a dragon marionette made from brass and wood, with wings of canvas dyed red. A round firefly lamp hangs in the opposite corner.
Oh, I've slept in worse.
You notice that is a
What?
child's room and probably belongs to the child that you saw on the second floor. Up in the
Oh,
stacks.
I thought that was the room that she pointed at.
No. The room just to the west of that.
Oh, I can't see in that room. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh. Yeah, I removed the
There we
dynamic
go. Now I
lighting,
can
so there you go.
This one. Got it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about you, brethren, but I'm going to go back up to the library.
All right. Let me move Jad.
I shall follow.
At a
That was
pace, please.
All right, Tiberius, I will grab you and move you. What would Wes like to do?
I'm gonna sleep.
Would you like the northwest or the southeast room?
Do the southeast room.
All right. You took the bigger room. Nice. Nice.
Yes. Wes knows what he deserves.
All right. Are you going to be bedding down for the night, Wes?
Yep. I'm gonna sleep.
Okay. All right. So we move. Wes goes to bed, and we move to Jad, Cade, and Tiberius in the stacks.
Are there any books that look unusual?
No, you see lots and lots of volumes, but nothing really stands out here.
Is there any kind of like organization system? Like, are there sections that are marked out, or
They are magically marked.
can I
Like-
decipher the markings?
Yes, it's just a normal library. So you
Oh.
can, yeah, so these are all reference text. The only thing that they're asking is that you don't remove any of the books. And as you guys are there in the stacks, Varnier actually steps back down, is going to pop in and say, oh, forgot to mention, if you guys notice that all of the sconces on the wall are filled with fireflies, fire does not actually work. Fire is completely suppressed in this wing of the library. So please note that no casting any spells of fire will work here. Please do not
Makes
remove any
sense.
volumes, but you can look at any volume that you wish that is here in the keep, that is here within this section of the library. Please just do not remove it from this section. You
Do
notice
have
that she
any
starts...
you recommend?
You notice... Well, what are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Just a good night's read.
I highly recommend the writings of Plato Ganado. He's a local gnome, and he writes many, many volumes about philosophy and adventures.
That sounds like a fake name.
If you're looking for an adventure story, the adventures that R.A. Salvatore writes are great.
Plato Ganado.
You notice that when Varnier is speaking about the books, she speaks about them with a reverence. They are her passion. She looks at you and says, and with that, I bid you adieu, and I will return to my post. Please keep in mind that the hour is late, so please don't bother the other guests too much. But thank you.
Jad nods.
And
And
Varnier makes her
as she
exit.
walks away, I walk over to the middle-aged gentleman and say, can you point me toward the section of information over the Fae?
You notice that Abder is not paying attention to you. He sort of nudges his head and goes, there's books that way. And he goes back to what he was doing. You look closer, and he looks to be studying the text very, very intently.
Thank you.
He brushes you off as you seem a nuisance to him.
Your social etiquette is lacking, friend.
I bend down to the little girl and ask her, "Where will you sleep tonight, little girl?"
Hi, I'm gonna sleep in my room. That's kind of a weird question.
Indeed, it was not ill intent.
But yeah, I'll be sleeping in my room tonight. Where
Have
are
you been here long?
My dad over there. We've been here for a couple of years. We live at the library. My dad works with the books.
What's your favorite book?
I like to make up my own stories. I sometimes see things in my dreams and I draw them on pictures. Maybe I can show you tomorrow.
I would like that, thank you.
And she goes back to playing. As you see her just randomly skipping around.
I'm gonna look over the dude's shoulder and see what he's reading.
You notice that it's just a reference textbook.
Okay. I'm just gonna start perusing the shelves, looking for spell books or adventure books.
You'll find many, many volumes.
Jot
Spell books,
is-
adventure books. There are hundreds, if there are thousands of books in the stacks on this floor, and you guys just find so many books. There's so much to go through. But you could basically, you notice with the book collection that they have here within this section of the library, you could study for the rest of your lives and maybe make a dent.
Are there any open books on the table that are not being read?
Let me see. You notice that Abder is surrounded by books, and you notice there are books spread out across the rest of the table. They're all closed, some of them open. Well, some of them are closed, some of them are open, but it's just random reference books. You don't see any importance to any of the books on the table, and you can't see any reasons as to why anybody would have used them.
I see. Well, what's next?
As I move through the section of books, I'm looking for anything particular in the Feywild. But do I notice anything that seems to have recently been moved?
You notice that a lot of the books have been moved around, nothing specifically, but you still do notice that there is a room to the north and a room to the south that you have not explored.
Not quite what I need here. Maybe I'll peruse the rest of the library.
Wait, let me go first.
Mushroom folk.
All right.
Mushroom folk enters the south.
Well, I guess I'll be going the opposite way than that
go
guy.
ahead and here. Let me check 1 second. All right. There.
This room is shaped like Spider-Man's eye.
All right. Let's go ahead and discuss the room to the south first that Tiberius is exploring. You notice leather bits, wood shavings, and paper scraps litter the floor near a large workbench. Tools and contraptions are organized neatly around a handful of books in different states of disrepair. Stools surround the bench, one of which has a leather apron draped over it. You are standing in the bindery.
I search the apron.
see.
Do I?
You just find tools that are related to restoring books. But you don't find anything of any significance. You just find very used normal tools.
I press on the walls. Anything?
There, you do not discover anything by pressing on the walls, but you do notice that there is a large workbench along the southern portion of the room.
What is on the workbench?
All right, so you investigate the workbench. Let's see. You notice that the person that works here, you're assuming is Varnier, based on her work on display on the bench, that she loves the task. The tools that you found are used for bookbinding, leatherworking, wood carving, and painting. A ledger rests on one of the stools. It's open to a list of 4 book titles, each one with a repairs needed entry beside it. The titles and their associated repairs are as follows: Festivals and Festivities of Ancient Cormyr, replace cover. Living a Dream, 3 Years Among Stone Giants, replace cover. Shemshime's Bedtime Rhyme, repair spine. Halfling Superstitions, rebind. Go ahead and roll me a perception or investigation check, whichever's stronger for your character.
I'm not sure.
Let me see.
And it's giving me a second to load.
Oh yeah, roll 20 is this is rough.
There we go. It just made it all ugly. There we go. Okay. We are gonna go with. I got 4 insight.
So perception and investigation. Let's see. Perception, you would have a +6. Investigation is a +2. So I would run with perception.
We're gonna roll with perception.
All right. Let's see what you got. 15. All right. Cool. All right. With a 15, you notice that the books on the workbench are 3 of the books on the list. Shemshime's Bedtime Rhyme is missing. And that is all. You continue to investigate the bindery, but that's everything that the bindery has. You notice that the remainder of the room is very just normal. Just looks like a workroom.
I am done investigating.
All right. And then Jad, did you want to move over to investigating the northern room? You're muted, Jad.
Yes, as the Mushroom Man was moving to the south, I decided to go the opposite way. Investigate the room to the north.
Go ahead and step into the room for me. You notice all around fireflies float lazily about like embers caught in the air. 3 writing desks sit against the northern wall, with a sheepskin rug beneath each one. On one of the desks rests a book beside a stack of paper, along with a stoppered ink jar and a porcupine quill pen. Another desk has a leather case on it. A moldering tapestry hangs. You notice that the tapestry is sort of wavering a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Off center on the west wall. To the southeast is a wood-paneled wall with a closed door set into it. A weak yellow glow emanates from under this door.
Well, just out of curiosity, I'm going to go up to the desk and look at the... You said there was a book on the first desk?
Mm-hmm.
What is the book?
You notice that. Here, let me take a look. All right, so you investigate the book. The book on the desk has a bookmark poking out from its pages. It's an ancient tome, its title worn away over time. Its pages fall out if it's opened. You notice that the pages are just super loose. Like you don't want to mess with it too much. This book is currently it just looks like it's gonna totally fall apart. And you notice on one of the other desks is a leather case that contains a set of calligrapher's supplies. You do some more investigating, and you notice that this must be where the middle-aged man works, the 33-year-old man that you notice studiously studying in the next room. And this is where all of the books that you see in this area seem to be almost unrepairable.
Okay. Just off of just carefully moving the top, the cover of the book, and I see what the first page says without throwing it all over the place.
You notice that it's just an ancient text. You're not able to read the text itself, but it doesn't seem to be of any importance. Like the books, it just seems to be falling apart. This one, again, like I said, the title has completely worn away, and the inner pages just seem to be an ancient text.
Just wanted to see if it was what I was looking for, but it's not. And
what are you looking
can I
for?
investigate a book on the Fae?
Ooh.
And the cover, the leather hanging on the wall.
The tapestry.
The tapestry. Can I look at that and see if there's anything of importance with it?
You can. Here, let me some. Find a visual aid. I see. 1 minute. Wow, where is this thing? I cannot find this handout. Rude. All right. So you search behind the tapestry and you notice scratched into the stone wall are the lyrics of a rhyme.
What does it say?
Let me find it. Wow, they do not have this rhyme actually in here. Hold on 1 second.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yeah,
How
right.
I wonder what you are.
Grab a new tab. Let me open this up. All right. Let's see. Lyrics.
I understand
It
what
says
armor's disadvantage now.
hard to sneak around in.
Oh man, I cannot.
Just on the wall. It
All right,
says
here we go.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Here we go. See a mother scything wheat, forgotten husband sleeping near. With one swing she took his feet, with another she took his ear. Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime. See a dog that knows how to heal, never heeds plea nor command. Mother gave it a tasty meal. Dog chose instead to eat her hand. Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime. Causes grief and avoids the blame. Shemshime. See a son doing his chores, washing clothes for folk in town. Fell into the river's roar, sank to the bottom and drowned. Does the shadow have a name? Shemshime. Causes grief, avoids the blame. Shemshime. You also notice that he had the person that had carved it in had begun to carve something below it. Did not. You can see the start of a letter, and that's it.
Curious. By chance, is there a way that you could... well... Jad finds this rhyme curious in its reference and grabs a piece of paper and begins to write it down.
All right, you write it down. I'll post it in the here. I'll post it in the chat after this.
And then, just curious about the light, I move over and open the door.
You cannot open the door. You notice that the door is locked.
All right.
And in walks Ebder. He looks at you and says, "Excuse me, can I help you? This is my workshop."
Oh, I apologize. I didn't know it was a private chamber.
It's not so much that it's private, it's that the work that I do in this area cannot be disturbed. Please, is there anything that I can help you with? I see that you're looking at the door over there.
Yes, I was just curious as to what was behind it. I can see a light emanating.
All right. Yeah, that's Crinkle, that weirdo that you guys saw, the weirdo. That weirdo Kenku that you guys saw downstairs. That's kind of grumpy. That's her room, so I'd really probably just leave that alone.
The beach chef.
Do you know what's causing the light?
I think that's where she takes care of the fireflies that you guys see on this floor. She keeps all of the other fireflies in here. She breeds them. It's super weird, but it keeps the lights on, right? And he chuckles to himself.
Yes, quite. Now, other thing you could help me with. Do you know of a reference to a Shemshime?
Yeah, I was working. We were working on a book called Shemshime's Bedtime Rhyme. It's a pop-up book, but I can't seem to remember where it is right now offhand. Why do you ask?
I was perusing and saw part of its rhyme carved into the wall. And generally, when somebody
wait, what carving?
Jad moves over and moves the tapestry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was here. I don't. Yeah, this is whenever we were working on the book, we got it to play, and it's kind of like a music box. And it played these lyrics. So that's really weird that they're scratched into the wall, but they look quite old. They've been here before me. I don't know much about them. But that is seriously creepy. Maybe we should ask Barnier in the morning.
Bring it up to her. Well, thank you for your assistance, dear.
But if you'll kindly leave my workshop, I'm getting ready to lock it up so that I can go to bed.
Oh, yes, I was just leaving. Thank you again for your assistance.
As you see him mumbling under his breath as he locks the door and moves back to his spot at the desk. You see him look up and see Gilby playing, and he smiles and then goes back to his work.
Adorable.
I motioned for you to come to the back of the room at the south end. I whisper under my breath, "What did you find?"
I follow the mushroom man, but stand somewhat at a distance.
From a
Well,
distance.
nothing too mysterious. Though, one thing that's bewildered me, something about a Shemshime bedtime rhyme.
Shemshime, you say?
Yes,
Well, I found Shemshime. It's just here in the south room.
you found the book?
I have the book. I take the book from the south. I bring it back out and show him. Here is Shemshime.
Wasn't Shemshime the book that was missing down there?
It is.
It was the one that was missing in the list. We couldn't find it downstairs.
Yeah, the book you couldn't
was-
find it. There
it
were only
wasn't in the
3 of the
room.
4 books. You could find it on the. It was on the registry, but it's not in the room. It's
Okay.
missing.
It's not in the room. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay. So I explained to him that there's a list in Shemshime. Shemshime is on the list, but it's not in the room.
And I look at the list. It said the book needed its spine repaired. Correct?
Yes.
It did.
I wonder who's working on it.
The other ones are Living Dream Dryads, Festivities of Ancient Cornier, and Halfling Superstitions. I don't see any connection.
The book on dryads. And where is that book? The Festival of the Dryads?
It's here on the workbench, on the south side.
Can I
You guys,
quickly
you
peruse
guys
through
found
that
any
book?
books with spells in them yet?
It wasn't something I was looking for, Cade.
I can't find anything good right now. What are you guys doing?
Nothing.
Looking into a mysterious bedtime rhyme.
Are
Seems
you
to have
staring at my patch?
Well, yeah, it's like
Last
right
time.
there.
All right. As you guys are discussing, you notice Varnir enters the room. She looks at you and says, "Oh, you guys have found my bindery. Well, welcome to my passion. I am responsible for the restorations of Firefly Cellar. And I've been working on restoring a lot of the books. So this is my bookbinding room where I do a lot of work on the books. But regardless, I'm going to be heading to bed and just wanting to let you guys know this is usually the time when we're all done for the day and headed to bed. You guys can feel free to stay up, but I'm going to be turning in, so please don't knock on my door until the morning unless it's an emergency."
Before you go, by chance, you were working on repairing a book, Shemshime's Bedtime Rhyme. Can you point me toward it?
Oh, that thing? I haven't actually been able to find it for a couple of weeks now. It disappeared off of my workbench. One night, I haven't been able to find it. I've been looking for it ever since, but if you guys come across it, please let me know.
By chance, do you have any information on the contents of the book?
Yeah, it's like a pop-up book with pictures. And when you open it, it begins playing a song.
But can you recall the song?
You hear
Never
the
gonna
notes.
give you up. Never gonna.
She can't quite recall it right now. Offhand, she can't quite recall the song. She can't. She's finding it very strange that she cannot remember it right now. She can't remember the tune.
'Tis late. Maybe in the morning. Well,
And with
I
that,
wish you a good night.
have a good night. See you guys in the morning. And Varnir leaves. Go ahead and move Varnir to her room. Jad, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Tiberius, roll me a perception check.
Wow,
Nice.
look at that.
With a nat 20, you look up, and as you're gazing up, as you're walking through the room, you notice the flying book sculpture. With a nat 20, you notice that the stonework is about 12 feet across and weighs somewhere upwards of probably a ton, because the stonework that's built into it. Anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 pounds. You're amazed at the architecture, and you look up and you notice that as the book is, because the way that it sits, you see 3 chains running up to the book. So you see the 3 chains suspending it in the air. You also notice that etched into the cover are the words "Be Curious." As it's right above, it sits kind of in between floor 1 and floor 2. You notice it's kind of suspended between the 2 floors. You can still see up to the first floor, where you can see where the chains are leading off to the walls in 3 different directions, towards, it looks like, the southward side of it.
And I'm looking directly up at the book's cover.
And that's it for that sculpture.
Okay.
Why are you looking up, Tiberius?
Got something in my good eye. You see
What'd
that
you
up
see?
there?
What'd you see?
There's a statue, and it has a book inscribed, "Be Curious," with 3 chains going in every direction to hold this massive stonework.
Oh.
Do you think there's a powerful spell in that book?
I think that we might be able to get a better perspective if we go up top and look down upon it.
I was thinking the same thing.
All right. Let's go ahead
I'll
and
follow.
move you guys up to floor 1. Let's set you guys right here. As you guys notice, as you guys move back up to the first floor of the Firefly Cellar, you notice the chains are anchored in the walls. You see 1, 2, 3. The direct south, the southwest, and the southeast, those stars that you guys see are the 3 anchors for the chain. They loop up, all 3 of them go to a ring that is holding the statue suspended between the 2 floors. You notice that you could, if you needed to, it is low enough to where you could jump out onto it, because it's sort of suspended between the 2 floors. But you also notice that those 3 chains do not look to be magically enchanted. They're just normal chains.
Well, looking down at the book, since it was it laid open, or just like when we looked at its cover, was it like was the book laying open?
The book is open with its, so you can see the pages from underneath. It's sort of rotated a little bit, so I mean, you guys could move around and see just that the pages are all blank. It's just a statue of, the script inside of it is sort of nonsensical.
Nonsensical.
It doesn't make any sense.
But
it's just kind of a a sign of the place that you guys are in within Candlekeep, and it seems to be somebody's dry sense of humor, but it's of no importance. The title of the book again says "Be Curious."
Like a cut.
Mm-hmm. And Jake, your camera's sideways for some reason. It's super weird looking at you like that. Try flip it. Yeah. There you go.
You're also muted.
I was muted. Okay. Better. You guys look better too. You guys were turned vertically too.
As you guys notice, it's getting very, very late. A couple hours have gone by. It's about 11 o'clock at night now. You guys have noticed the lights are a little bit dim as the The fireflies are sort of tired, but all of the other individuals within, you don't see any other NPCs on the first or second floor, as they seem to have gone to bed. As you saw Ebner rise from his studies, and Gilby went skipping away as he went and took her to bed.
Okay.
Oh,
You notice that you guys have done a lot of exploring up to this point, and you guys have explored just about everything that's available to you tonight. It's getting a little bit late. All three of you seem to be extremely exhausted from your journey to Candlekeep, as this is still your first night. So you guys are still weary from travel, and you guys are excited to the investigations ahead of you.
I guess I'll retire. Spores are getting thin.
All right.
I'm not interested in what you mean by that, but I agree. I will retire to my room.
I'm gonna grab a book and then go to the room.
Sounds good. All right. I will move you guys to your individual rooms. Kate, did you want the southeast or the northwest?
Jad was taking the southeast.
Okay, so that puts Cade and Tiberius in a room. You got the rabbit, so you have the vegetarian who loves eating
Carrots.
Yep. If he's hungry, might get a penchant for, shrooms.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms!
Something tells me something's afoot in the morning and we're going to get separated. I like to use words with S.
Separated. Swing my
Separated.
sword.
I'm very happy that we're looking for Shemshime. Shemshime.
As you guys all drift off to bed, you hear a tune begin to play in your heads. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Can I hear this too?
All of you can. It's been playing in your head, Wes, as you've been sleeping.
Damn.
You heard it as you drifted off.
Damn.
All of you begin to hear it, and all of you drift off into sleep, having very strange dreams.
Strange.
Anything
And-
in particular?
We will go ahead and end it there for tonight.
Gotta
Thank
wait
you.
to find out what the dream is.
You guys have to wait to find out what's up next. So tune in next Thursday. Thank you guys for watching along. Those of you who tuned in, thank you guys for playing along. Elliot, Jake, Suwaki, and Robert. See you guys next week. We will finish out Shemshime's bedtime rhyme, hopefully. If not, we'll take as long as we need to. But
See you next week.
see you guys next week.
See you in the next adventure.
Bye.